What's up, everyone? How's it going? Welcome back to another live stream. We are on Facebook now too, so I'm not sure how the comments and stuff will come across, but right now we are streaming to the Facebook as well, trying to build up that platform over there too. I'm not the biggest fan of, and this is probably going to kill the algorithm, not the biggest fan of the way Meta and Facebook goes about their content creators and stuff, but Facebook itself seems to be a lot better than Instagram so far, and we have almost 6,000 followers over there, so it's very, very cool. So we are streaming to Facebook, but mainly a lot of people that I see in here are from YouTube. So what is up, guys? We got a like for on Facebook. Nice. This is cool. Very awesome. Thank you, Colby. I see that. Ryan's up in here. Flex is in here. Sunny, Craig, how's it going? Hope you are well. Enjoyed the conversation with Sheldon and can't wait to hear about that TRD Pro. Holia, how's it going? Mr. Sheep, what is up? Everyone, Raphael, how's it going, everyone? If you guys are new to the live streams, if you're coming in from Facebook, what we do here is basically just BS, talk back and forth. If you guys have questions, you can put them into the comments. I believe you can on Facebook. I know that you can on YouTube. Greg, what's up, man? But we do get a little bit behind on our comments and stuff, and it's whatever, but I like to give people a little bit more of an explanation to whatever questions they have to ask versus just giving them a quick one-liner. So that being said, we do get a little bit behind, so it's all good. Raphael, appreciate it on Facebook, man. JRD, how's it going? Mark, what's up, dude? Danny Drives is up in here too. He says, I will have a 24 Tacoma TRD off-road in like 3 weeks. Danny is an OG Destination Outdoor friend, and I will be hanging out with him soon. And looks like he's going to have a Tacoma for some more content over there if you guys want to go to Danny's channel. Daniel's in here. Kyle, what is up? Connor, what's good, man? How's it going? So, yeah, we will scroll up real quick to Craig's comment. Basically, that interview with Sheldon, it was good. There were way more questions that I really wanted to ask him, right? And it's crazy that the 2 hours went very quickly. But there are a lot of questions even after that interview that have come up, like the bump stop things and whatnot too, because that was recorded prior to that. And the way that Sheldon answers his questions, he does it with passion because he's like a legit passionate guy about the trucks and stuff, and he's holding back so much because of government stuff and Toyota corporate and all this stuff. Like, if you actually just no BS talk to him about things, his ideas are wild. But when you're in a corporate setting and everything, you have budgets, you have this, you have that. But with that being said, his questions do sometimes, or my questions do sometimes get answered in a very lengthy, passionate kind of way. And to some people, they may think that that's kind of a roundabout way to answer questions. I get that. But that's just definitely his personality for sure. So I truly appreciate him being able to spend 2 hours late at night. It was 1 a.m. by the time that he was done with the interview with me, which was just so cool for him to do that. And we do have a TRD Pro in the driveway for everyone checking in and stuff. It is a white TRD Pro with red interior, not the special color. But it will be cool to see how that truck is. I'm going to let you guys know on a quick little spoiler because you guys are part of the live stream, taking time out of your night to hang out. I probably will never buy a TRD Pro Tacoma unless it's just like for, I have FU money and I really want a very cool truck. But for it to be like a daily driver with the seats and all of that stuff too, I don't know. It's very cool. Like when I pulled up with the GX and I saw that TRD Pro sitting on our street before it got pulled into the driveway, I was like, dang, this truck has some presence to it for sure. Like, so that's the special thing about the TRD Pro. But I don't know if I could live with those seats forever. And it does have very loud fake engine noise too in it, so I would definitely turn that off. But tons of videos coming for the TRD Pro. We just posted one too about the GX. I have a couple more videos coming from the GX. After the TRD Pro, we're going to be getting a Tundra TRD Pro. So we'll be back in the 3rd gen Tundra. And that will be fun because I can really compare it after now having a 2nd gen for, I think it'll be close to 2 weeks to 3 weeks at that point. I'm sorry, 3 to 4 weeks at that point. So almost a month by the time we get the 3rd gen Tundra. So it'll be cool to compare Pro to Pro. So this is one of the reasons too why I do want to move down to the Tampa areas, because the drive shop is based out of Miami. And they have a lot of cars down there. So it would be a lot of trucks all the time, a lot of SUVs all the time, but then also the fun cars too, right? Because we're all passionate about trucks, but at the same time, we may like some cars. We may want a fuel efficient, vehicle or something like that. So it'll be cool to watch or to do those videos. And then Kevin's in here too. Thank you so much for the like on Facebook. I appreciate it. Just chowed down on some beef ribs from the smoker, and then Ryan's watching on Facebook too. So it looks like Facebook's working. I'm not sure if you guys are able to comment on Facebook, but it is cool that we're able to do that over there on Facebook. And again, because I talk to you guys all the time about making money, because people want to know like simple things to do. I know that there's a lot of Facebook pages out there, but if you could find a niche for something that you're doing, and get people to interact with the content and comment and talk about things, you could easily make like $300 to $500 just with a small page on Facebook a month. Like that's almost another car payment, right? So I'm just saying, guys, like that is one of the reasons why I wanted to explore Facebook, but now I'm finding that the community that I'm building in the Facebook is actually pretty cool. And yeah, it's kind of crazy that you could do that type of money with a very small following on Facebook. Mega Millions, $498 million tonight. That's crazy, man. Oh, yep, Ryan, I can see that comment. Thanks. So cool. So it comes across on Facebook with a little Facebook logo, and then YouTube has little YouTube logos. So very cool. All right, sweet. Thank you for testing that, Ryan. $498 million though. So let's say if you win, you get $275 million, right? And so many people complain like, oh, the government takes all the taxes, which is bullcrap that they take almost 50% of the taxes. But still, bro, at the end of the day, that's $275 million than you freaking woke up with in the morning. And man, I don't even know. I mean, I know what I would do with money like that. I've thought about it. I mean, I would go absolutely bananas buying real estate and properties, and I wouldn't stop working just because I feel like if you stop moving and stop working, you die. So that's crazy, man. Almost $500 million. It's going to keep going higher, just so the government can take more money and stuff out of it. And haven't a lot of the recent ones been won out of California? I think a lot of them have been won out of California lately too, which is an even bigger dagger because then you have state taxes and stuff like on top of that. Mega Millions, yeah, because I think Mega Millions is the nationwide one. Shane says, love the concept of the seats in the new Tacoma, but there's no back seat space at all. Shame because it looks so nice. Yeah, Toyota with the 1st gen Tundra, they made that cab just perfect. It was a little bit of a bubble, but it was perfect in the size. It was about the same width as the current Tacomas and stuff, but just the way they did that cab of that truck, it was just like the perfect size. I really do wish that they grew the Tacoma a little bit more. It's not that much worse in my opinion than the 2nd gen and the 1st gen, or I'm sorry, the 2nd gen and the 3rd gen. The main thing for me though is like the driver comfort is significantly better in this new Tacoma. But yeah, when you throw those ISO seats on this truck, it is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So that will be a comparison too that I would like to do for this is the back seat space of my Tacoma, which I'm going to write that down. That's why I like doing these live streams, because they give me ideas sometimes. And if you guys have any ideas too, throw them into the comments. But Taco versus Taco Pro backseat with like me as the driver, right? So like my driving position, and then do that. Skanks says, do you think that they will ever option out the seats for the Pro? I think that they will. I kind of asked Sheldon about that in my interview with him, and he's basically said that they're gonna kind of see where the audience is, right? He would also like to, because that was a big passion project for him, right? Just something wild. But you could see the con of it, you lose back seat space, right? He wants to see it in other vehicles of Toyota, like other Tacomas, basically, right? I think that those seats would be absolutely awesome, and they kind of hinted at it, right, in the pre-runner. Now, I know that the pre-runner is a very low volume kind of truck as well, but I think that the pre-runner is such a cool truck. I'm originally from the West Coast, so pre-runner style trucks have a place in my heart. That truck, two-wheel drive, an actual long travel kit under it and stuff, glassed fenders, and with those ISO seats too. Now we're talking, because now who cares about the back seat space that's lost, because no one can sit back there in those vehicles at all. Kyle says, give it to us straight. How long are you going to be keeping the second gen Tundra for? So I would like to keep that truck for a while, for like a long time. It's very, very low mileage, and Voodoo Blue on a second gen Tundra is like, it's a dream truck, basically. Not like a dream truck, like it's the best truck in the world, but it's one of those trucks to where I'm like, yep, I've always wanted that truck. I feel like I would always want that truck if I sold it again, like if I saw them driving and stuff. But it is old. So like I need to get over the fact that the truck is old and it's special for a reason, and just live with it. Because part of me is kind of like, why did I buy this truck? It is, it's just old compared to like a third gen, right? So I really do enjoy it. We're gonna build it. I just ordered the tires for it. Suspension components are coming for the truck too. I have boxes in my garage for the aftermarket sound system and everything for that truck, different screen and everything too. And then eventually, right, because I want to see how this truck is stock for a while, and I haven't forgotten about it yet, but either the supercharger or the turbocharger for that truck as well, and along with really cleaning it up. We just did the window tint too. I haven't talked about it really on YouTube, but over on Instagram and Facebook I did. So the window tint looks really good on it, and that video will most likely drop tomorrow. It's just a very quick kind of impromptu video and stuff, because I had to drop the truck off, pick it up. It was already done. It looks great. It is a little darker than I would personally go with the truck, but I just told OCD Window Tinting, I was like, hey, match the truck to the back. I know you guys do a great job, so just match it to the back. I felt like it would be, 20 to 25 up front, but it's actually like 15% up front. But with the dark tint, with the Voodoo Blue paint, it looks really good. And then when Chris paint corrects it and ceramic coats it, because I think we're gonna lean towards ceramic coating on this truck, it's gonna pop even more, which is just gonna be, it's gonna be awesome. I really wanna put polished wheels on it, like polished wheels like those for some reason, just to be super loud and obnoxious with the truck. But I'm not 100% what I'm gonna do yet with it. So I see likes coming in on Facebook, and I see comments coming in on Facebook as well. I appreciate everyone who is in here right now. I'm gonna catch up on the comments too, just because we have been rambling a little bit. But if you guys are new over on Facebook, I do these live streams almost every Tuesday, and if you ask a question, it's gonna be a little bit delayed, just because I like to give everybody a good answer to their questions. They're taking their time out of their night to hang out, relax, whatever, ask questions, so I want to give them a better question. Yeah, so Pro versus Pro will be happening in about a week or so when I get a Tundra TRD Pro right after the Tacoma. Connor says, TRD Pro 4Runner or TRD Pro Tacoma? If we are talking about strictly performance of a vehicle, I'm gonna go with Tacoma. But if we're talking about owning day-to-day, 4Runner all day, for me personally for that. Any idea when the 25 Tundras will be on dealer lots? Most likely it should be October, November timeframe. That's typically when they come out later in the year. I feel like more October into November timeframe. Daniel says, cool to see you getting more press vehicles. It's awesome, dude. It's so awesome. The only crappy thing, like I said, is the Atlanta fleet is just so small. And not only that, but in my area, I'm the only kind of YouTuber. There's another guy in Pensacola, I think, which is like 45 minutes away from me. And even though I have a decent following and stuff, it's not big enough, I guess, for them to, you know, have someone come here just for one car. But like when we string the cars all together like this, like week after week after week, it's nice because there's sometimes with these individuals and logistics and stuff, they have to bring me a car, then they have to Uber to the airport, either rent a car or fly back to Atlanta. Then the next week, either fly or come back in a rental car to pick up the media car and then drive back to Atlanta. But if you have week after week after week of car, they just have to bring the car down to you. Well, yeah, the one time sucks to go back up. But then when they come back down with the next one, they're like just cycling their own cars. So that's pretty nice for them. Moist brisket, dude, brisket is obviously so good. And the beef ribs, the ones that I made just now, they kind of had that kind of pseudo, you know, brisket taste to it. A lot of fat on them, which, you know, with carnivore, which I've actually been a little bit more of not whole foods diet, but animal-based diet. I've been allowing fruits and honey and stuff into my diet too. I'm actually feeling a little bit better just doing some sort of carbs like that. But yeah, brisket, always. That's like meat candy, man. So good. Press cars for the week. That's awesome. Yep, have the GX, Tacoma, Tundra next week. It's going to be insane. 275 million, all the mods I could do. Man, the first thing I would do, honestly, is I would probably do supercharger on the 4Runner. I would have all the dents and dings and scratches out of the 4Runner. I would clean up the frame on it, just do a mild restoration on the 4Runner. That would probably cost like 20 grand in itself. Same thing with this Tundra out there. I'd buy a Lexus LFA, have a massive like house on the water. Not like an insane house, but like a house with a big garage and stuff on the water. Probably buy a couple apartment buildings and stuff. Yeah, it would be like, it's just crazy. And in my mind, you know, that's like spend, but you have to be smart about it too. You have to make investments. So the apartment buildings and stuff, some more rental properties and everything, some fixer-uppers would be nice too. And then you just keep that money going and all the time and just like making more and more and more of it. Because you could 275 million. I mean, you could make that so much more if you're smart about it, you know. Also on the ISO seats, no adjustable headrests. Very true, very true. And they are bolstered as well. And I never realized how much too on the ISO seats I actually like, well, not on the ISO seats, but on my own seats when I'm driving, how much I just mess with like the reclining just to give myself, you know, a more comfortable seating position as I drive. And with the ISO seats, it's manual. It's manual recline, and they're not like right under. You have to like reach back almost to do it all the time. So, man, if they didn't work so good while you're actually off-road, I would say they're not worth it. But like if you're legit buying your TRD Pro Tacoma to do fast desert racing, the seats are perfect. Like they work so good for that. But if you're buying a TRD Pro Tacoma to just daily, like no. Jared says, I just bought a first-gen Tundra. Dude, congrats, man. I love the first-gen Tundra. I mean, the third gen is great with technology. The second gen is great for the space, and that 5.7 is just so good. But man, a first gen Tundra, for some reason, like, and I didn't even have a clean one. I mean, it was clean, but it had some transmission issues. The paint wasn't the best. The interior I had to clean up a little bit. But for the most part, it was a decent truck. But I don't know if I could find an insanely clean first-gen Tundra, if I had that $275 million, that would probably be one of my favorite trucks. That, honestly, like the size of it is just perfect. It's so amazing. Empoleon says, can we see the Tacoma? It's actually all the way outside right now. I'm curious if my Wi-Fi will work. I didn't take this Tacoma out of the garage yet, but we got to put the 4Runner in the garage tomorrow because we got some new lights coming for it, or on it. Let's see if we could see outside. And John, there we go. There's the Tacoma TRD Pro right behind the Tundra. And the 4Runner's out there and the Land Cruiser. My freaking neighbors are probably like, does this guy have a damn freaking dealership he's working out of his house or what? 3-car garage with freaking 4 cars outside. What the heck is going on? Ooh, 0 to 60. That would be cool. It would be a little skewed though because my truck does have like some weight on it and stuff. Honestly, where that would be good would be up at Yota Mafia because Yota Mafia has a Tundra or a Tacoma TRD Pro as well, and they just put 35s on it. So so that would be pretty cool. So we're not too far behind in time-wise, but man, you guys are firing at the comments right now, and I freaking love that. Vertical says, I heard that the new 4Runner has less legroom. I fit perfectly in the 5th gen's driver's seat. So if we're talking about driver, the driver position and seating and everything of the new 4Runner is actually better. We're gonna have to wait and see them side by side because I don't really sit in the back of my 4Runner all that often, in all fairness, but if the 4Runner is anything like the Land Cruiser, which I think it is, the new 6th gen 4Runner, it will have more space than the 5th gen 4Runner does in the middle seats. Craig says that Sheldon seemed to suggest everything we see on the Taco may also end up on the Tundra, 100%. And we can see that already, right, with the 2025 model. I thought that they were gonna wait until the refresh for the automatic tailgate, but they actually brought it for 2025, which is very cool. So eventually all that stuff will get on there. I'm curious if they're gonna do it on both sides. Even in the interview too, like I mentioned to him, I was like, dude, like bed storage. It would be nice to have bed storage because even if you have a hybrid Tundra, if you had some sort of big bed storage like cubby holes, just like the Tacoma does, you could put straps back there and stuff that you would typically put under the seats of your Tacoma, right? You could put that into the bed of the Tundra. And then maybe for some people where it's a worry of not having storage, that would be a good thing. So there was definitely some suggestions. Even the fast charging as well, the plug-in charging. Man, there's just so much that... Sorry, I got something in my eyes. There's just so much that could go on the Tundra that would make it really nice. Greg says, did you do the vertical mammal overall space or dividers area? I think he's talking about the console stuff. I have not done that yet on the Tundra, but I did put some actual... you're talking to vertical mammal. Oh, I got it. My bad. Marvin says, hey, John, I'm thinking about trading in my Tacoma for a new 4Runner when it comes out for more back seat space. I think overall the 4Runner will be more comfortable for a daily driver. I 100% agree with that. So basically the 4Runner took everything from Tacoma for the most part, right? And basically started benchmarking from there. So I'm very excited to drive the 4Runner, and just with the engineering and everything that's going on with it, even though it's like kind of a clone to the Tacoma, they started off the Tacoma production model, right? And they're doing it a whole year later of really working on it and fine-tuning everything. So I am still, picking my bone with Toyota that it looks the exact same as the Tacoma on the inside, but like I still am excited for it on the outside and just the different materials and how it feels and stuff too. Because like even sitting in this TRD Pro Tacoma compared to like my Tacoma, I'm like, there's soft touch materials everywhere. Like it feels good. It has an annoying rattle in the back door, just like mine does. But that Pro out there is actually like way worse for some reason. I feel like someone before me like really off-roaded it or something, because there's a little bit of noise coming in certain spots. So Shane says, after driving the hybrid for a bit, would you consider trading in your non-hybrid for a hybrid TRD off-road premium? The next Tacoma I get, if it's not a pre-runner, will be a hybrid, yes. So it just has power. It just has so much power. It's so cool. Like this truck is really good. It's really good, especially with the weight and stuff that I put on it. But just driving that Pro, just giving it a little bit of gas and the truck just like going, it's nice. It's really nice. The pre-runner needs 4 doors like the old ones. They were solid, or they sold like crazy. And that may be something too, right? Because the TRD off-road, and that's what the pre-runners basically were. It's just a TRD off-road that was 2-wheel drive. But yeah, that would be sweet if Toyota, because like when you get to the TRD off-roads, they're only 4-wheel drive. But it would be cool to have like a TRD pre-runner setup on those 4-door models. That would be pretty rad. The TRD Pro is not really marketed for a family vehicle. No, it's not. Not at all. It's definitely for a single dude or a couple or something like that. And the way that they build that truck, it's meant to be off-road. We have over 100 people in here right now. I freaking appreciate everyone being in here. If you could leave a like on the video and all videos that you guys watch on YouTube of people, content creators that you support, that would be incredible. If you guys are new on Facebook, just a heads up, we get a little bit delayed in our comments and everything, so don't think that I'm ignoring you. If you want to jump to the top, you can donate. You guys do not have to donate, but that is how you get upgraded to the top with all of that stuff. Jared says, I won't sell trucks. My first Tundra just turned 25 years old. That's crazy. That's awesome though, man. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't have this YouTube, I wouldn't be in and out of vehicles this fast. Like, I wouldn't. I had my Silverado for a long time. It was like 4 years, I think I had that. 4 or 5 years I had my Silverado. No, 4. I had it 4 years. I still have my 4Runner, right, after 7 years, almost 8 years. My 4Runner before I had my Silverado, I had for like 4 years, but then I joined the military and then just got rid of it because I wasn't using it. Sold it for a super cheap price compared to what they are now, which still kills me. But yeah, if I didn't have this YouTube, I would probably have no car payments, which would be very cool. And then yeah, I would probably have the 4Runner, some sort of little crossover road trip SUV for the wife and I, and maybe like a beater first-gen Tundra, or like a Tundra, a first-gen Tundra that was like super clean. Because that's, even before YouTube, that was a kind of a dream truck of mine. I've just really always enjoyed the first-gen Tundra. Throw in a new head unit on the second-gen, it'll feel newer. That's what I'm doing. It's gonna have some wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, big, nice freaking screen. And then we will also be somewhat figuring out how to do heated seats in it too, maybe an automatic seat on the passenger side. And if I'm feeling really frosty, just completely doing a dual climate control setup in that truck. But that's a lot of work that goes into it, so that may not be worth it. The ceramic window tint already helps a lot, so that's really nice. Is Lexus getting rid of the 6-cylinder turbo engine in the GX 550, or just adding the Turbo 4 as an option? They will just be adding the hybrid as an option from what I've heard. That would be kind of crazy if they got rid of it. That's what makes the GX so special in my opinion. The red interior is cool, for sure is. It is, if I was to get a TRD Pro Tacoma, it'd be underground with red interior is probably what I do, or black. But I'd most likely do underground with red interior. I think it's really cool. What up, Nick? How's it going? What's poppin'? TRD John ain't ever stopping, dude. Marty Vision, how's it going? Tuning in on Facebook, man. Appreciate you. This is 15 minutes behind. I apologize, but what up, what up, what up? The GX 550 hybrid is actually already available in other markets. Did not know that. Did not know that. The more you know. And changeover for Tundra is September 2nd at Toyota Manufacturing in Texas. Changeover is September 2nd. I think you might need to consider Toyota rehab. Buy a Ford once. Just kidding. Sorry, had to. No, honestly, like, if you're still in here, Jeremy, when I sold my 3rd-gen Tundra, I was heavily contemplating just doing a Ford Raptor. When Mark Brenner, I don't know if you guys watch his channel at all, when he bought his Ford Raptor, I messaged him. I was like, why? Like, because I was going to do this as well. And, you know, he bought the underground freaking Tacoma SR5. I got a underground Tacoma. He went to Westcott Designs. I went to Westcott Designs. He bought a Ford Raptor. I was going to buy a Ford. So it was starting to get a joke. Like, whatever Mark did, John did. So I was looking at a Ford Raptor. But the one that I wanted, it was like $70K, $75K, and I was like, well, boy math, right? Or car car math or truck math, whatever it is. I was like, if I'm at 75K, almost 80K, might as well just buy a Raptor R, right? But then I was like, ooh, those are really expensive. So then I was like, well, hey, the whole reason I'm selling the Tundra is to get money out of it, have some money in the bank, extra money in the bank to put towards a house if we find the right one, right? Lower our monthly payment on that Tundra, which I lowered it by about 160, like $100 or so, and then with insurance and stuff, it's like $160 to $180 less per month that this Tundra cost me. So I was like a Raptor that's an equivalent price as to what I bought this Tundra for almost. Actually, no, that the Raptor would have been like 10K more than what I bought that Tundra for. I was like, that's just not smart right now. But I do want to have a Raptor one day. Any word on when they may reveal the 6th gen TRD off-road? I don't know, but I have been asking them, like, hey, do you guys have any more Forerunners? Are they going to be at any more events anywhere that I just need to go to before? But the feedback that I've gotten is we most likely won't see any other Forerunners, until the drive event, which stinks. So, I mean, they've already delayed the drive event for us. So I assume they're just not getting them built fast enough for us, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on. So I would assume that we'll unfortunately see the SR5 and the TRD off-road during that drive event. Midnight Jedi, what's up, man? He says, hey, John, the Virginian here. Any plans on having a new Forerunner in the driveway when they come out? 100%. The plans are in motion, good sir. I just don't know yet if I just want to say F it and buy a TRD Pro or do a TRD off-road. And I am not sure yet if I want to do hybrid or if I just want to do a normal 2.4 just like this Tacoma here. Julio, how's it going, man? Says, I bought a GR Corolla, got my hands on a Circuit Edition, loving it so far. I'm not going to be the joker and say don't go over 85, but enjoy it, man. That's awesome. It's such a great little fun car, and I just love that it's just pure Toyota. It is a very good GR car. The all-wheel drive system is really good in it. It's such a fun car. It's such a fun car. Congrats. Chris says, if I had a 24 Pro Tacoma for almost a month, if your audience, okay, if your audience has any questions I can answer, this is my second TRD Pro. It's a huge upgrade from the 3rd gen. For sure is. I mean, it's like night and day, honestly, from the 3rd gen. The 3rd gen was definitely getting old, even though it was only out for like 8 years or so, 8-9 years. It's just the driving position of this one's better. I mean, you have the TRD Pro, so the power is just dummy. It's so good. JJ says, what do you think of the ride quality on the Westcott kits? Going to put it on my Tundra until they lift the stop sail with the TRD lift. I think it's really good. You definitely have to make sure that you get your truck aligned properly. So just make sure of that. And just keep in mind, if you are adding heavier tires and bigger tires along with the lift kit and you start to drive your truck and you're like, whoa, this drives like crap, just keep in mind it could also be the tires as well. Everything is new on it. But when I had it on my SR5 Tundra, I enjoyed it. I have it on this Tacoma as well. I don't enjoy it as much on this Tacoma as I did on the Tundra. And the reason for that is because I actually off-roaded this Tacoma. So when you're doing a pre-collar kit like that, it does kind of limit the amount of like rebound and everything for the actual suspension. On the Tundra, it was a pavement princess. I didn't care. This, actually off-roading it, I could feel the suspension kind of like, you know, not as much travel as it should have had while off-road. But if you're just keeping it on the pavement, it's a good budget kit in my opinion. Shane says, I think it's a good first rendition of the ISO seats. I think it has, as the years go by, they may only re-engineer them to be more practical. That would be sweet. Always evolving for sure. What is the max tire size on the new Tacoma? No rubbing. I would say like 33.5. You could maybe get close to a 34 on the new Tacoma, depending on the offset of wheel and stuff you do. So I would say like 34s would be very, very close. I have like close to 34s on mine. It rubs just a little bit, but I'm also at a different offset, like a little bit wider of an offset out, which is why I rub more on my Tacoma. But yeah, I would say you could get probably comfortable close to 34s on a normal Tacoma, depending on the offset of wheel that you do too. I saw a new Tacoma yesterday. The truck interior is so next level. I hear the drive is amazing. They do drive really good. A little bit more plastic than I would like in the Tacoma, but like it's honestly no more plastic than the last gen. Maybe a little bit more in the back seats of it, but aside from that, yeah. Sam says, hey John, what's up? Love the new press vehicle. Can't wait for your review. Appreciate it, Sam. Just dropped a video on the Lexus GX 550 Overtrail saying that I don't think it's worth the price. And then we have a couple more videos coming on that as well. And then Tacoma content and then Tundra content after that. Hopefully Sequoia after the Tundra. And eventually they'll get a Trail Hunter and a couple more Land Cruisers in the fleet too. And then hopefully I could get my hands on like a GR Corolla or some other cars too that you guys may think is popular. Even the RAV4 Adventure that I had that I made a video about, like it didn't do the best, and I expected that, but still almost 10,000 views, which is amazing for a car that not a lot of people on my channel would want to watch a video on. But also a car that's older, right? Like the RAV4 is due for a refresh. So I'm sure if it was a brand new RAV4 that I got, the views would have been amazing, right? But it is an older vehicle and, you know, not much has changed on it. When's the new 4Runner coming out? Not sure yet. Hopefully by January, they will start hitting the lots. Full Send Off-Road, what up, man? Says, what do you think the appropriate pricing would be for the TRD Pro Tacoma 6th Gen 4Runners 2? So appropriate pricing for a Tacoma would be like 58 to 59, honestly. It should be right there with the Ranger Raptor and the GMC stuff. But like at the same time, it has more features, but like, are those features really worth the extra, you know, $6,000? I don't know. It's hard, right? It's hard to justify prices when you're just giving it all this stuff. And like, do people really want that stuff? I don't know. It's hard. So 6th Gen 4Runners, I see them maybe going up like, I don't know. It would be awesome if they just didn't go up at all in price, like maybe $1,000 or $2,000, right? Like across the board. Am I still live? Can you guys still see me? Can someone give me a thumbs up real quick in the comment section? Can you see me? Can you see me? Hello? You're back. Cool. Thank you. I accidentally went back on my trackpad on on the freaking Mac. All right. Thank you guys. But yeah, the 4Runner has been such a freaking cash cow for Toyota. It would be nice for them to like just bring out the 6th Gen without an insane price hike, you know? So I feel like the Trail Hunter and the TRD Pro, if they're like around the same price as the Tacoma TRD Pro, that would be nice. But I just have a bad gut feeling that they're going to be close to 70 grand to like match the Land Cruiser and the GX 550 Overtrail. So that's going to suck because that brings the 4Runner TRD Pro price up by, I think like 10 grand, because I think like the current 4Runner TRD Pros are like 56 to 58, I want to say. So it's just annoying because like the 4Runner, like it's been a cash cow for forever for Toyota. So I mean, it would be nice if we saw those savings. I don't know if they're going to do it, but we'll see. The Darkest, what up, man? Says, Q&A, my mistake. If you talked about it, I just joined, and I am so sorry if you're still not in here because this question was 17 minutes ago. But what do you think about the shock tower aluminum collar failing? Do you think it was an isolated case or a bigger issue? I don't know. That's hard. And I'm not saying that was incredible marketing by Icon, right? But like, There have been some people that have had those issues for just going over a speed bump, which that should not be the case. That means that that's a manufacturing issue, that it's not as strong as it should be when it went to mass production. But like, I've beat the absolute crap out of my Tacoma as well, out in Moab, Johnson Valley, Borrego Springs and stuff, to where I thought there was parts broke off this truck, and then like I got back on pavement and it was fine. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know enough about it. Maybe poor design, you know, with the with it being like so bound up and it just shoots through. I don't know. If we're talking about the bump stop, it was a little bit hard to read that question. But I've felt that with my truck too, like when the reservoirs and stuff, when all the oil's hot, like I found the bump in the back like really fast and stuff on my truck. I never had any issues up front. Now, in all fairness, I do have a pre-collar kit on my truck. So maybe that pre-collar kit is kind of helping it a little bit or hindering it, because I'm not getting that full droop and coming back up with the pre-collar kit. I don't know. Maybe I would have broken mine if I didn't have the Westcott kit on it. I'm not sure. But it is nice that they have internal bumps, but like I would have rathered it just been like the Land Cruiser and just have it on the lower control arm. It would have been so nice. All right, looks like you guys are all talking. Oh wow, a lot of stuff I said actually you guys were talking about, so that's cool. Ryan says he enjoyed the Overtrail Plus video. Certainly a pricey option. It is. So like my thing with the Overtrail Plus is just, I feel like everything that Land Cruiser or that GX had as an Overtrail Plus, like it should have been part of the Overtrail Plus package. But like the cool box is an option, the HUD is an option. Like there's so much extra options. It's like, is this a plus, or like what am I paying the $8,000 for? Like $8,000 more for heated seats in the center row, which doesn't even have 3-zone climate control. Massaging seats, which, okay, the thematic lighting in it is cool, all right. Puddle lights, okay, and like 10-way adjustable seats, whatever. Like I don't know. I don't think that it's worth it. I would just rather get a normal GX like in a year or so if you're able to get a good price on them and just see how it is. Ryan also says, smash that like button, folks. I would appreciate it. Anna Marie says, what do you think the best headlights are for the 4Runner? Do you not like the carbide LED headlights? You switched to Alpha X pretty quick and had others before that. I can't decide. Wait for Thursday's video too, because I'm going to be putting new headlights again onto the 4Runner from a brand that I've never had on the 4Runner before. So I'm finally going to try Morimoto on the 4Runner. So I switched to the Alpha X just because I really like the Alpha X brand. The carbide ones were good. I can't remember why I switched to them so fast. I don't know if I had both come in relatively close at the same time and Alpha X needed the video up or whatever it was. I can't remember why I switched so fast, but I do like the Alpha X ones better than the carbide ones for sure. So, but we'll see how these Morimoto ones are on Thursday, or for Thursday's video. Did you see the new Alpha X 4th Gen Tacoma headlights? I think Tacoma Beast will be showcasing them this Thursday. No, I haven't. Where did he put them at? But that would be cool. That'd be cool to see. I don't know why they didn't reach out to me for that, but it's all good. I may have to message my guy at Alpha X to see what's up. Do you think that the new Tacoma and 4Runner are overpriced? Everything is overpriced right now. I do think that they are getting up there in price, but like when you look at the market, like it's pretty close to the same as everywhere else. Toyota has always had like a little bit of a premium. I think that the current Tacoma, the 5th Gen 4Runner, is significantly overpriced for what it is, but yeah. Jake says that just saw the interview with Sheldon. Good stuff. I appreciate you watching that. It was a longer video. If you guys skipped around and stuff, I still appreciate that you guys were able to watch that video. It did a lot better than I thought it was going to do. I thought it was just going to be a niche couple of you guys that kind of really wanted to watch it, but it seems like a lot of people wanted to watch the video, which is awesome. Will the Trail Hunter only allow 18-inch rims? I don't know, because it's a hybrid. If you could fit 17s on it, but I feel like you could fit some 17s on the Trail Hunter as well. If you're able to fit some 17s on the Tundra, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to on the Tacoma. KS says, opinions on more underneath body armor for a TRD Pro, complete, replace, or add on to what Toyota already provides. Cali Rays makes a very good product for undercarriage. People have had CBI too. I've never actually ran CBI, but Cali Rays has always been really good. I did them on my last Tacoma, and we went out to Gilmer, Texas, to the Toyota Jamboree, and I bashed that thing up, and it worked really, really good. Shane says, oh, yep, already got that for the ISO seats. Those memory seats on the GX should be standard on every Lexus. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Maybe a good question for Sheldon next time would be, why did they change the design of the Tacoma / 4Runner versus the Lexus? Why did they change the design of the Tacoma and 4Runner versus the Lexus? I don't even know what you mean by that. Don't know what you mean. They changed all the designs, so unless you mean like why they look the same, I don't know. I don't know. Vertical says, I love how mean the 5th Gen 4Runner can look with DRLs and fang lights. Yeah, those fang lights, like, they actually do look pretty good when done up the right way. They do look pretty good. And then Drone Photography, what's up, man? Thank you for the $2 donation, jumping straight up to the top in the comments. Thank you so much. Says, great to be back on the channel, loving the vids. Heck yeah, man. Well, I hope wherever you were, it was all good, and thank you for coming back and still supporting. Excuse me. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm going to scroll back up. Thank you so much for the $2, dude. Going straight back into the fund of YouTube. Where was I? Where was I? Any discussions of a Trail Hunter Tundra? No, not yet. Maybe with a refresh, maybe. We will see, but nothing yet for that, unfortunately. It was just kind of like one of those things where they just showcased it on the Tundra, right? And then just never went through with it. And then now it's on the 4Runner and the Tacoma. But yeah, Mohammed, I am gonna have to look and see what is up with those Alpha Rex lights, because those would be pretty sweet on the Tacoma. LC 500 needs to be thrown into that mix, dude, for sure. I want the LFA one day, and that was before I was even a Toyota fanboy and all this stuff, right? Like, I always have loved the LFA. Ever since Top Gear did their video on the LFA, just the sounds it made, everything about the car, how rare it was. I just really, really enjoy the LFA. But an LC 500 is like, you say a poor man's LFA, it's still like a $100,000 car. But that would be like, if I could never afford the LFA one day, that would be a very, very cool car to have. And the copper crest color, oh, man, it looks so good. It looks so freaking good. So good. All right, I think I am where I was supposed to be. Hey, I just got a Trail Hunter grill with a Diode Dynamics light bar. Are you going to do that mod? That would be cool. I actually kind of like this grill on the Tacoma. What I'm going to be doing instead is putting a hidden light bar behind the grill so we could see about that, to see how people like that. And then maybe eventually I'll do a TRD Pro grill on this video, or on this vehicle. Rolo says, what do you think about the Ford Ranger needing a load box reinforcement kit for non-Raptors for off-roading? I don't even know what that is. Sounds like a Ford problem. No, I have no idea what that is. I haven't heard anything about it, because like they make the FX4 package and all that stuff. So I don't understand why they wouldn't be able to off-road a truck at all. That's kind of crazy. AlphaX posted a teaser video on their Instagram and tagged Tacoma Beast. Given Mateo hasn't shown any of the upgrades to his 4th gen, I'm assuming it'll be part of that video on Thursday. Maybe. Yeah, he was going pretty slow with his Tacoma build. He said he wanted to enjoy it, which I do regret with this truck not enjoying it long enough. But I will have to get on Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram like at all today. And not that I'm discouraged on Instagram, but like I don't care about the follower. Like I care about the followers, but I don't care about like the numbers of how many people like photos and do all this stuff and whatnot. But like for a business, it's kind of crappy if it shows that you have 100,000+ followers, right? And you post like a photo, which that's what Instagram used to be, and you only have like 500 to 1,000 interactions. Like what the heck? Come on. So I mean, I'm just very discouraged by Instagram lately. I do enjoy Facebook, especially because the audience is small over there right now. But man, Instagram just really needs to work on their stuff for sure. Yeah, all right, and that's what I thought you meant, Flex, was frame mounted versus internal. Yep, so I hope I understand that for sure. When are the Land Cruiser modification videos coming? Very good question. Suspension components are on their way. Sliders and roof rack are on the way for the Land Cruiser to properly fit these tires and wheels up under it. We've enjoyed it for several months now. Stock has almost 4,000 miles on it. We've done a road trip to Tampa with it and stuff. So I think it is time to start lightly modifying the Land Cruiser. It's not going to be a crazy build. It's not. I'm not going to do that with this Land Cruiser. You guys can go see that on other people's channels and stuff. But we will make it look cool, and we will talk about how like the truck, rides with bigger tires, MPG, performance, all that stuff. Was it hindered? That's the type of content that I'm going to do with the Land Cruiser. That's what I decided when I bought it, and I'm just going to stay with it. And if I want to do a crazy build on a Land Cruiser, I'll just buy a 58 or something like that. I think that would be the best way to go about it. Sequoia versus GX, which one's more capable? Because boy, my Sequoia 24 is killing me. The GX. I would pick a GX all day over Sequoia. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's more capable, full-time four-wheel drive, center rear locking diff, not a hindered rear cargo area. I'm sorry if I'm talking crap on your Sequoia. I owned a Sequoia too. I would never buy a Sequoia again with the GX being an option. For me, like we don't have a family with a bunch of kids and all that stuff, that I need multiple seats. I would pick a GX over a Sequoia. I'd even pick a Land Cruiser over a Sequoia, honestly. There's just too much with the Sequoia. I feel like that was needed to be compromised. It looks exactly like the Tundra on the inside too. So, I mean, I would just want something different. And I think that I would, if it was between the two, I would pick a GX. If Toyota didn't exist, what brand would you be rocking? Probably Chevy or a GM product. We grew up with GMs. We grew up with Fords. We grew up with Toyotas too. So it would probably be a GMC truck that I would be in if Toyota didn't exist. But like I said, my first vehicle was a 4Runner. I had a 95 second gen 4Runner, and with the 3-point slow automatic transmission. Oh my gosh, it was such a pig. But like I really enjoyed that vehicle. But I always wanted a truck. So like even when I had that 4Runner, I always wanted a truck. Then I joined the military, was able to have a better paycheck, bought a Silverado, a 2014, and then as I had that truck, I started looking at 5th gen 4Runners because I was like, man, I just miss having a 4Runner. The 4Runner was so cool. This new one looks nice. And so I was looking for a TRD off-road, nautical blue, metallic, TRD off-road premium, and that was going to be the truck on the channel. And then the dealership that, was just kicking it back and forth with the dealership, and they're like, hey, we have this other blue one coming in. I was like, other blue? You guys only have one blue. What are you talking about? And they're like, it's called Cavalry Blue? I was like, Cavalry Blue? That's not even on the TRD off-road. And they're like, no, it's on the TRD Pro. I was like, oh, well, I'm not even like looking at TRD Pro because like, you know, I like the price of like the premiums and whatnot. And this was before, you know, like pros were a thing, but they weren't like a thing. So I was able to get my TRD Pro for like a pretty good price, just because like I wanted a blue like car. So traded the Silverado in for the 4Runner. But to answer your question again, like if Toyota like legit didn't exist at all, it would probably just be some sort of GM vehicle or a Ford, just because like we grew up with them, right? So it would probably be that, probably a Ford Raptor or a GMC AT4 if it was like a new truck. Those would be the vehicles that I would have. Good question. I like ones like that aren't Toyota. Sounded like Sheldon is in Japan doing some long-term product development. Any idea what he might be working on? Would assume it's a truck or SUV related. I hope it's the Stout, right? That would be cool if it was the Stout or something similar to it. Maybe some 4Runner stuff there too, or maybe just working closer with corporate, right? So I don't know. Toyota's gotten kicked in the balls a lot, like with these refreshes, right? Because even Sheldon said in the interview, like all their models were so old, and they had to adjust to the government regulations. They had to adjust for emission standards, safety standards, all this stuff. So unfortunately, a lot of this all came at one time, right? And it's just problem after problem. So I'm not sure if he's there for future things like actual products, because he's like truck stuff, right? And if you guys have ever heard of the chicken tax, it don't make sense to build a truck over there and then get taxed on it, bringing it back over. So maybe it's stuff just working with corporate that will eventually be here in the United States or built in Mexico, wherever, I don't know. But I really, really hope that Toyota comes out with some sort of Stout or like crossover hybrid style truck that gets like 40 miles a gallon like the Ford Maverick does and stuff. And that they're just working with corporate saying like, hey, look, we have to do it this way and make these things better, or else our reputation is just done. You know, like that's honestly like what I hope it is, you know, just because Toyota for the longest time has just had just such an insane reputation. And granted, like even the truck outside, the second gen Tundra, like that had a rough start too, right? Not all these engines failing and stuff, but it did have a rough start. It had a lot of recalls throughout its 14 years. I mean, shoot, the fuel pump recall alone was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of trucks. And those were leaving people stranded on the side of the road. But it wasn't like a full engine. But still, I mean, they had tons of issues with those trucks as well, which, you know, not a lot of people remember, which is fine. But like at the same time, like this isn't their first rodeo of things getting like messed up, you know? So it's just been, unfortunately, just one thing after another. And now the difference between now and like, let's say 2007 to 2010 is just all the social media and all the crazy stuff. Like if something happens with the truck, right? Like if like the GR Corolla, you know, that is such a great car, well-engineered car. But one dude's GR Corolla, well, there's been a couple now, unfortunately, catches on fire. Dealership doesn't even like acknowledge it, you know, saying, you're driving too fast, sorry. Like, and it just spreads like wildfire across the internet. Like that is the age that we're in right now. And it sucks. Like it's nice, but it sucks at the same time, especially because I know there's more to that story. I haven't dug deep into it and stuff, but apparently there's stuff on Reddit that there's more to that story. But like, in my mind, like knowing what I know, like Toyota corporate stuff and how they act and dealerships and all this, like to me, that with that Corolla, and I may be completely wrong, that Corolla was like a dealership that wanted an excuse, didn't want to deal with it, and that dealership ruined Toyota's brand for the GR Corolla, like instantly. I don't know. I don't understand why, because if they're saying, well, you're going over 55 miles an hour, that's BS, because you know, there's highways in Texas that are 85 as well. So you're saying I can't go 86 or 87, you know, like to pass someone real quick? I don't know. Like, it's just crazy. The internet is ridiculous. Pluses and minuses, but still. But yeah, I think that's what he's doing there, along with, you know, other things too. So hopefully we'll see what the heck they're doing soon. Jake Joe Bob says, wonder if Toyota would consider dropping in the Tundra V6 into a TRD Pro Tacoma. That would be cool too. That would be really awesome. I mean, they teased it with the X Runner, right? I would love to see it in the Tacoma. I'm curious if it would be really nose heavy, but in all honesty though, that 4-cylinder with the hybrid, I mean, it makes that truck scoot like crazy. It really does. The low end torque is, to me, better on the Tacoma than it is the Tundra. But like where that V6 twin turbo shines is like as the turbos like spool and you're revving that truck out. That's where that engine is really good, like a lot better than this 4-cylinder. But like the Tacoma just has such good low end torque. JB says, should I give up on an extra cab SR5 4-wheel drive at this point? Maybe 2025. Yeah, they are slow with the extra cabs, aren't they, man? They are very, very slow. Yeah, maybe 2025. Who knows at this point? But the extra cab rollout is, it almost makes you wonder why Toyota did it. Like, why did they like keep the extra cab? I don't know. It's kind of crazy that they did it, but like, I don't know. Especially when they're not making a whole lot. And Michael Jackson, going up to the top of the comment section. Thank you so much, man, for the $5 donation, dude. Thank you so much. If you had $25,000 to get a Tundra, what year and how many miles are you looking for? I'm looking for a 2006 first-gen Tundra with like, if I need to spend all 25 grand, then I would probably buy like a 2014 SR5 TRD Off-Road or something like that. But if I was to buy a clean truck and then get to keep some money or fix it up and modify a little bit with that 25 grand. Oh, also same at 35 grand. It depends. Am I able to keep money? Let me know real quick. Am I able to keep money? Because if I'm able to keep money, I'd probably buy a first gen Tundra, and for 35 grand, you could get like a very clean late 2.5 gen Tundra. So I would buy a 2006 Tundra, double cab, TRD off-road, limited in, there was like a gray blue color. I don't remember what the gray blue color was for the 25 grand one. Try to find it with like 40 to 50,000 miles on it, freshen it up, and then just put some clean wheels and tires on it. That's what I would do for the 25 grand. And then 35 grand, I would probably buy a, actually, I've seen it. I would look for a 2015 TRD Pro Tundra in Inferno, a double cab. That's what I would do with the 35 grand. I would find a 2015 TRD Pro double cab, not the Crew Max, double cab, 2.5 gen. And then for the initial 25 grand, I'd find like the cleanest first gen Tundra I was ever able to find. But dude, thank you so much, Michael, for the $5 donation. It really means a lot. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, hopefully I spent your money wisely. We will see, we will see. Ronald Reagan, man, we got all the old celebrities up in here. Ronald, thank you, sir, says, what do you really think about that GX 550 Luxury Plus? Would you buy one if money wasn't an issue? If money was no issue, sure, I'd buy it. Why not? But my thing is I just, and I mentioned this in the video that I just dropped on it a couple hours ago, I just don't get why the Luxury or the Overtrail Plus costs $8 grand more, and then you still have to option it out with stuff like gosh dang it, the Overtrail Plus that I had like, it was like 83 grand, which was just crazy. And it had so many options and stuff that I feel like should have been on it from day one of when that came out. Like that should have been what the Overtrail Plus is. Like it should already come with the cool box. It should already come with the HUD. It should already come with certain things. So if I get a GX in the future, it would just be a normal Overtrail, and I would just call it a day. Hopefully, like the 2025 or 2026 model or something like that, it has like 3-zone climate control, and it has a couple extra features. And hopefully, in those couple of years, the price doesn't jump up too much. Hopefully, it's just like micro adjustments here and there. Because I do really like the GX. I really like our Land Cruiser, but I think it's just the powertrain in the GX that just wins it for me, man. I don't know why, but I just really think it does. 2018 4Runner TRD Pro rear struts leaked out at 50,000 miles. Thoughts on replacement? Bilsteins? Yeah. I mean, either that or an Old Man Emu kit, like the BP51 kit. It depends if you're like really off-roading your truck or like if you want a very nice, comfortable ride. The Old Man Emu kit is just so good. I had it on a Voodoo Blue Tacoma, and it was really good. I like the Old Man Emu kit. Or Bilsteins, you can't go wrong with that, like the 6112 kit. I would just, if it's a TRD Pro, I would try to keep somewhat of nice suspension under it, but definitely go within your budget for sure. Jen says that the 4th gen 4.0 liter V6 is famous for head gasket issues in the early models, yet people are complaining it's going away now. Everything has growing pains. Right now is no different. For sure. I mean, and look at that, right? That 4.0 V6 has now been around for 2000 what? 2 or 3 it came out. So that engine is almost, with some iterations here and there, right, has been almost around for 22 years. Of course it's going to be bulletproof now, dude. It's been 22 years of fixing it. So, I mean, that's what I'm getting at, is they've had issues, Vehicles have had issues in the past. The car's been around forever, so they're great, and that's what people know. So now when something new changes and there's an issue with it, they're like, should have never changed it. Well, freaking stuff has to change, unfortunately. Toyota will weather the storm. Other manufacturers are going to have to follow suit. And that's the thing, not, fluffing up Toyota, but at least, they are acknowledging things. I was just talking with a Ford Raptor owner, one of the workers at OCD Window Tinting. He loves his truck, but, Ford, his Raptor has a dual pane glass, like a panoramic moonroof, and it leaks, it breaks sometimes. It is such an issue in the Ford F-150 world for 5 or 6 years now. Even brand new trucks are still having the issues. That is just an ongoing joke. And Ford doesn't do anything about it except for replace the thing that breaks and then it breaks again. So I don't know. It just all depends. It depends on where you want to spend your money. If you want to go with Nissan and buy the Frontier like a lot of people are doing, bro, go for it. You don't have to stay with Toyota. But if then you miss the Tacoma and then you come back and oh wow, they've really fixed this thing up. It's actually really solid now. There's not these creaks and rattles and this and that and whatever. They've done pretty good in the last 6 years. That's then cool. Then go for it, Michael, I appreciate that donation, man. I see your other questions here now. Thank you so much for that. Joseph says, how significant of a difference do you believe the detuned SR engine affects performance compared to other models? I don't know, honestly. I haven't been able to drive an SR, unfortunately. They didn't have that many at the drive event, and they seem to always be out, the 1 or 2 that they had. But I don't think that it's that big of a deal. And, of course, there will be, little plug-and-play tuner kits eventually in the future, throttle enhancement systems and stuff, too, that I don't think will really allow that truck to feel too sluggish, So I think eventually, even with the Tundra, they'll just put all the same engines in all the trucks, or just have a tune that unlocks it. For some people, that would be really nice. Cripple Creek says, when you get these press vehicles, when you return them, do you also owe them a report and your thoughts and suggestions? So you can, just like the GX, for some reason, when you would back up, it seems to be a thing on all these new Toyotas. I don't know why. But the brakes would squeal. So I let them know, hey, the brakes are squealing on this truck, if you guys want to service it. Because, for me, I'm all Toyotas and, other people aren't. So they don't know that, hey, the Land Cruiser has a brake squeal. Hey, the Tundra had a TSB for brake squeal. Like, they don't know that it's a thing with these new vehicles. So I don't want some big journalists to get that GX and say, yo, I mean, which they can, because an $80-something thousand vehicle shouldn't have this issue, but it does. But like, I know it's a thing right now with Toyotas, and it's a simple fix, and they just fix them, right? But I would rather it get fixed than it get into the hands of another journalist, and they just like are an a-hole or something, and they just write about how bad the car is because it has squeaky brakes and everything. So I do give them suggestions and also reports if things are bad. Like with this Tacoma out there, right? It has the same rattling in the rear door that mine does. Mine has like this little tick, and it's a thing. Like, I see it on the forums now a lot, and even on the Facebook pages. Like, I don't know what the heck it is in that rear passenger door, but there's like a little tick. And on that TRD Pro, it's a loud tick. So I don't know what the heck it is. Is there enough room to sleep in the back of the new Land Cruiser? There is if you kind of sleep in like the fetal position a little bit. There is room. King D, what is up? How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. If you guys are just now stopping in, we're just BSing, talking. We are live streaming to Facebook for the first time, which is pretty cool. Not sure how many people are on over there, but it seems like we got some likes from Mike, Chad, Julie, Joe, Adam, Colby, Kevin, Amandu, and 4 more. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And then over here on YouTube as well, I always appreciate you guys. Referring to Reagan's question, would you rather have the Overtrail or a luxury GX you had a few weeks ago? I would rather have the Overtrail just for the looks alone, and the interior is nice. I don't feel like the luxury is my speed. I really enjoyed just the looks of the Overtrail and stuff. Now, the luxury GX, it rode nicer. It wasn't as bouncy as the Overtrail Plus was. I'm not sure if that's the wheels and tires or if it's the EKDSS system, but the luxury GX was nice. I did like the automatic steps on it. Those were pretty cool. But the Overtrail just looks cool. I just really like the two-tone roof, the earth color, all the black accents. It just looks really good. And two, for me, the video that I was not able to get done, just because a lot of stuff happened last week, was I really wanted to compare that Overtrail to the 4Runner. Just because, like, with the lack of 3-zone climate control, it's just a simple bench seat. There ain't no battery packs in the back. Like, I really feel like, and maybe I could do this if I ever get, like, just a normal Overtrail as a press vehicle, because I feel like that's, like, kind of the evolution from the 4Runner. Even with this new 4Runner coming out, I feel like that GX, like, if you want to stay with the V6 but have, like, a newer vehicle, I feel like the new GX Overtrail, like, just the normal Overtrail, is, like, a nice progression from a 4Runner. I have 24,000 miles on my TRD off-road currently. Love this truck, coming from years of Ford F-150s. It's an oil-filled lease road beast. LOL, but that's what I need it for. Appreciate the content. Dude, that's awesome. That's a good amount of miles on a 24 already. Very cool. Very cool. Glad to hear that everything's been working really good with that, Joshua. 2J says, hey, John, speaking of suspension, how did you like the Westcott design kit on your Tundra? Mine just came in with the CV axles and everything. I live in Panama City. Oh, dude, nice. I enjoyed it just because it was thought about heading the Yota Mafia for the install. They will definitely hook you up there. Just let them know that I sent you that way, and Ryan should be able to fix everything up for you. He's very good at installing all the stuff on those Toyota vehicles. Taco, not Tundra, for Joshua. Dang, dude, you got a lot of miles on that Tacoma then. Heck yeah, man. I enjoyed the way that it drove on the road. I never really off-roaded my truck, but for the pavement princess that my Tundra was, it was really good. I would just really make sure that you get the proper alignment, like, kind of specs from Jeff Westcott, because it's all going to be dependent on what type of tires and everything else you put on the truck. But, like, if, you know, you don't want to take a Westcott kitted truck to, like, the Toyota dealership and say, hey, guys, can you align this for me? I'm not sure how well that they'll do that. It needs to go to a good aftermarket alignment shop. Unfortunately, Yota Mafia does not have an alignment machine, though. So I'm not sure what type of off-road shops or anything like that you guys have in Panama City out there. Maybe
call around, see if people are comfortable with it. Or two, you can call Westcott Designs and see if they have any reputable install shops, close to you, or Tallahassee, like whatever would be closer. Because I feel like Tallahassee may be pretty much the same amount of distance from Yota Mafia and Holt from Panama City. Hey Vince, how's it going? How's it going? Taco Hog, what up, man? Love the content, appreciate the support and you staying for the live stream. Daniel says, I'd almost like to see someone take a GX Luxury Plus and make it look like an Overtrail. Locker aside, that's almost the best of both worlds, for sure. Yeah, that'd be cool too. And I don't know, like, why on the Overtrail Plus you can't get the option for like the full glass moonroof. Like, I guess I get it if you're off-roading, they don't want it busting out, or if you have like a roof rack on there or something, it's just a paint, like a thing of glass. But like, I don't know. I don't see a lot of people really using roof racks anymore. It's like the overland off-road scene it's kind of changing, I feel. And that's like why with this truck I kind of did just the bed rack or the GFC topper on it, like just like that's really all you need, like to sleep in a vehicle, bring a couple things, and then you're still able to use your vehicle as a daily. I don't know, like a lot of these vehicles with all this extra crap on it, it's like, isn't that what you're trying to escape, like all the extra crap in your life, like just go out and camp? I don't know, that's how I feel. Some would agree, but quality is down on newer Toyotas, especially in North America, Vin, for sure. Kind of. I mean, there's a lot of good ones actually, like I say the Grand Highlander, and it had recalls too. But I mean, like, it just depends on the vehicle. Like, RAV4s are solid, I don't know. It just depends. And a lot of the Corolla cars, I mean, we hardly ever hear anything about the Corolla cars. Maybe it's just because, we're not in that group, I guess. We're more about the trucks and stuff. But a lot of cars that have been out for a while, though, are pretty solid. I think it was Auto Jeff that did a YouTube video on an unreal amount of money that they are charging. What are you guys talking about? You're talking to Daniel. Gotcha. No worries, 2Js. Chris says that I've had 3 Tundras, 2 Tacos, 2 4Runners, and love them all, but honestly disappointed in the new Tundra and 4Runner, and the new Taco might be the new truck. Yeah, just try to drive them all. I mean, if you can. The nice thing about all this stuff being on dealership lots and stuff now is, one, you can actually negotiate, which is great, because Toyota and all dealerships and brands were just atrocious with that during COVID. Simple supply and demand, I mean, that's freaking high school economics, right? But a lot of dealerships put sour tastes in people's mouths, and now they're the dealerships. They're like, guys, please come back. It's like, nah, dude, see you later. But yeah, it's the Tacoma is like, the new Tacoma to me is like a mini Tundra, but better, just because it's a bit more solid. It's a lot more solid, I should say, than the 3rd gen Tundra. I do, like I said, wish that there were more soft touch materials in that truck, but like, I don't know. It just depends, because like when you look at a 3rd gen Tacoma, like I'm trying to remember my 3rd gen Tacoma. Really, the only other spot that didn't have soft touch materials that this other truck did was the back door. That's it. Like, aside from that, like everywhere I put my elbows and arms on that truck, on this one, it has all the soft touch materials. So I mean, I don't know. It's just the build quality of the Tacoma. There are tiny little things here and there, but like I feel like 6 months in, we already had like a Tundra recall. We already had the turbo issues with the Tundra. Granted, that was third party, right? But still, it was still inside the truck. The Tacoma, though, we've had issues with the transmissions and stuff. That apparently with Sheldon was already nipped in the butt, and like the trucks that are having the issues now are, I guess, leftovers from that, right? My grill shutter issue, that was a QC hold for these trucks. My truck had just snuck out, I guess, for that. It sucks with the suspension stuff too right now. Maybe, they need to readdress that. Maybe people are pushing their trucks a little bit harder. But like, as far as recalls and like big like things, I mean, a transmission's a big thing, but like it's not a whole lot of vehicles. I don't know. Like, for knock on wood, the Tacoma has had a better launch in my opinion. than the Tundra has. So it's just a much more solid truck. Even driving that TRD Pro out there, right? Super limited wind noise, if anything. And I was going like 80 with it, not even realizing it. So I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot more solid of a truck. Get ready for your turbo to crap out at 50K. Nah, it's good. That's why I do my oil changes every 50K. So if it craps out, then they can just do it. No, I can't. The car guy online, what's up, man? If you guys want other content, like not just Toyota content too, but good breakdown stuff, the car guy online, his editing is so good. Like I'm jealous of the way he does his sit down talks and edits and stuff. But he says, LOL, yep, overlanding is just camping. Get out with what you have. Exactly. I am very much more of just to enjoy it, man. Like we glamped and stuff when we were kids out at the desert. We had like a big, nice fifth wheel and stuff. Had the bikes and everything in there to go out camping and whatnot. But still, like at the end of the day, at least you're camping. But I don't know. You got to enjoy with what you have. You don't have to be all crazy like on Instagram and buy a overpriced $50,000 Tacoma and put another 20 grand into it just to hit a freaking service road. You don't have to do that at all. Like, cool, you're gonna look good doing it, right? But like, you don't have to do it at all. Plenty of these vehicles are capable right out of the box. Even used vehicles too. I see a big movement that way too, especially as people's paychecks unfortunately aren't able to keep up with this just inflated world that we're in right now, and they're selling off their more expensive vehicles, getting in the older vehicles, building them up, having way more fun with that. That's also kind of one of the other reasons why I bought the second gen Tundra, was just to have an older vehicle and show that they're still good and stuff, and it doesn't need to be all new stuff. So yeah, I mean, overlanding, like it's I don't know, it's fun, it's good, it's whatever, you're getting outside, right? Like that's the biggest thing, but it doesn't need to be all the glitz and glamour and all that stuff. Tundra NC, what up, man? Says 24 Tacoma front strut mounts breaking. You going to install the steel plates on yours? No, I am not. And you know what? I'm going to look at mine real quick because I can't remember exactly where the Westcott stuff goes. Oh! But I want to say that there's something up top. No, there's not on mine. Well, my shock's still there, so I'm not going to install it on mine, and if it busts through, then Toyota can take care of it, and that's just one more, issue in their fire of that stuff. Is that the icon thing, that whole delt felt shade? Yeah, so I'm not talking crap on companies, but I'm just saying, like, that was very good marketing, for it to fail, and that video is old for sure. Like, the video's not old, but I'm sure that happening is old because that truck, I believe, is their show truck that Icon has had everywhere. So it very well may be an issue, which, I mean, it should be, because there are other people talking about it in the forums and Facebook pages and stuff. Be like, dude, I went over a speed bump and mine shot through. So it could be a bad batch of Bilstein shocks. Again, everyone's going to blame Toyota. It's Bilstein shocks. Everyone's going to blame Toyota for the transmission. It's ASIN. So, I mean, it's not all, like, not every single one of these pieces from the truck are from Toyota. Now, their name is behind it, right? Which does stink, but there's so much crap that goes into all of these vehicles. It's kind of crazy. And now that I'm like an automotive journalist, I see like a bigger picture of it. And that's why people are like, oh, you're defending Toyota. It's like, no, I've talked with a lot of people, and I see the bigger picture. I've talked with other car journalists and stuff who opened my eyes to a lot more things, So, but yeah, I think that's kind of crazy that some trucks are doing that, especially when, Toyota says that they beat the absolute shit out of these trucks out in Arizona. Like, the trails that they have out there in their testing grounds are crazy. And how maybe they had issues too, and they strengthened some stuff up. I don't know, but like, again, I don't know how many struts have really broke. Again, the internet is an echo chamber, so 20, 30, 40,000 video views on icons stuff, that's 20, 30, 40,000 problems. A couple more people on a Facebook page that gets 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people looking at it, it's another 6,000 problems. So that's how I see things on the internet, right? You got to realize, like, hey, this was one issue. It's not 30,000 issues. Joshua says, knob fell off and window cracked and doesn't have replacement so far are my issues with it. Oh, and Apple CarPlay not meshing well with the new tech. Really? See, my CarPlay on this Tacoma, I could press the start button right now and my phone will immediately say CarPlay. I've never had issues for some reason on any of my cars with CarPlay, but I do see that. I'm not sure if it's just my iPhone 14, if it's a different software, if it's something. I've never had that. And knob fell off, so volume knob, I assume, and window cracked. If that's your windshield, unfortunately, newer vehicles don't have insanely hard glass. The newer the vehicle is, the more susceptible it is to cracking over time, early in its years. But as the car gets older, the glass gets harder, if that makes sense, because it's just a fresh new car. So that does stink though. And the volume knob too, I know that's issues with Tundra. Tundra's volume knobs are for sure just all over the place. They're cracking all the time. Car Guy Online says, walking my dog, saw this pop up. Entertaining for sure. Appreciate it. Yeah, we just talk BS on this all the time. We don't really show a whole lot. It's just my freckled face just talking and answering questions from you guys. Shane says, did you end up keeping the overland exhaust from MagnaFlow on? I did. So this one right here is the spec exhaust. I already listed it on Facebook Marketplace for a freaking steal. But I am keeping the overland exhaust on the Tacoma. A gentleman wanted me to send him the NITOP turn down. And once I do that, I might as well either just take the old exhaust to the scrapyard. Like, is that even a thing? Like, should I take the old exhaust to a scrapyard to try to get money, or is it not even worth my time? And should I just put it out for bulk trash pickup? What should I do with the exhaust? You guys let me know in the comments. I don't even know if we have like scrapyards near us to like, I don't even know how much it would get. Like, would I get like $5, $10 for it or something like that? I don't even know. But I am keeping the Overland Series exhaust on. I like the way it sounds. I feel like it's a little bit more peppy in the low end. Not like a whole lot, but I do like the Overland exhaust a lot, actually. Peachy, how's it going? What's up? How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Charles says, hope that the 6th gen release goes good, not wanting to wait any longer for my new 4Runner. I know. I hope it does too. I know that Toyota has a lot of new vehicles coming, but it's like the Tundra had a slow launch, the Sequoia had a slow launch, the Tacoma, come on, even the Land Cruisers. Like, and I get it. They want these QC holds and stuff to like get taken care of, and they don't want to pass those issues on to the customer. But it's like, guys, you've known that you've been wanting to do a new vehicle, and you announce the new vehicle. Like, why are there delays? I get it, but like, come on. More second. Oh, it just. Sorry, Kevin. More 2nd gen videos, one dropping tomorrow for the Tundra. I was trying to because I've enjoyed kind of doing the vloggy videos a little bit. I may, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to showcase the 2nd gen Tundra with the window tint and stuff, and then we'll do a quick walk around on the Tacoma showing that I got the Tacoma TRD Pro. So that's probably what we'll do, and it'll showcase the Tundra with the window tint in it as well. Because I recorded a bit of the video, but I didn't know how to continue the video. So that's probably what we'll just do. And then that video will go live tomorrow, showcasing the beautiful window tint on the Tundra. Maybe I'll show you guys a sneak peek of the boxes of more mods that I got for the truck. And then just do that. Taco Truck says, too bad they don't have bump stops. Yeah, I do. It does in the rear. So the Tacoma does have bump stops in the rear, but the front ones are just internal to the shock strut, which isn't the best. It's not the worst, because like at least it still has it, but like it's not ideal. It's not ideal, especially when you go aftermarket suspension. Now aftermarket companies need to try to make external bump stops and this and that. And it's a lot. Ray said, but apparently though, I saw this in a comment. I didn't fact check it at all, but like someone didn't defend Toyota, but they're like, no, other brands do this as well. This is not a new thing. I don't know. I need to look into it. Ray says, I got my GX Overtrail Plus a month ago, 1,200 miles on it so far. Thinking about grabbing a 4Runner SR5 in white over black for $48,000. Thoughts? Can't get TRD easily. It sounds like it, man. I feel like $48,000 is a lot for an SR5, no? Are SR5s really that much for brand new freaking 4Runners right now? SR5 Premium, yeah, SR5 4Runner MSRP from 40 grand. So let's build one real quick. Let's build the 4Runner. And since we're pretty much caught up on, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, car guy. I think that's too much. Since we're pretty much caught up, we are just gonna showcase stuff. So I like doing this. When we're caught up, when we're like freaking 50 questions deep and behind, we don't usually do this. So, hold on. Nope. Bro, I applaud streamers that that can really do stuff. I don't want my head right here, but now I can't figure out how to do it. Remove, add, edit layout. Hold on, guys. Bear with me. If I'm losing you, I'm losing you. You guys have a great night. Is that good? Save? Save. Why didn't it go? Oh, wait. Ah, there we go. Okay. All right. Actually, yeah, we'll just leave it there for now. All right, so 48K for a 4Runner party. Let's go. So 48K, so we'll just build a 4Runner. SR5, TRD Sport, SR5 Premium, TRD Off-Road. So let's just say that you're thinking about, who was this? Ray. Hope Ray's still in here. Ray, that's what they're asking. Yeah, who cares what they're asking? They're asking like crazy high for that, I feel. Premium. All right, so we'll build the premium. So the crappy thing, right, is that we're gonna go 4-wheel drive, because let's hope that it's 4-wheel drive. In white, black soft text. Next. So let's just see what our summary's at right now, right? So 47, holy crap, dude. 4Runners are that much now? That's wild. I bought my TRD Off-Road, or my TRD Pro, for 42. 42 to 43 is what I bought mine for. So 45.6 plus the delivery minus the savings, we're at 47. So the fact that they're asking, and this is with nothing on it. So the fact that they're asking 48 probably means that there's a couple little things on the 4Runner, right? Like some dealer added stuff, you know, because we can make a 4Runner pretty expensive, because all I did was just bypass this, right? So it could have running boards, which is, you know, easily there. Why is a moonroof not part of the premium package? Premium package with options? So yeah, so what I thought we added the premium package. What's on the premium package? Soft text seats. Yeah, I thought we already had the premium package. Oh, and the panoramic view monitoring. So I mean, it may have all that stuff. So like, let's just add running boards, and then this stuff with options, moonroof with options, whatever. And I mean, it could have like 3rd row seats and stuff too. I mean, yeah, we're close to 48 grand already on a 4Runner. That's 15 years old. That's wild. That's crazy. Man, dude. So I guess, right, like at 48K, depending on what added stuff they have on it too, because I mean, that's not even including some port options that dealerships like to do, you know, like, do they even have it? Center console stay, See all options. Yeah, so depending on where you're at, like a lot of people, dealerships like to do PPF. They like to do Toyota Care and all this other crap, even though you get it for free too. But that's crazy, dudes. All right, so then what are freaking TRD Pros at? 55 grand, bro. Okay, so this is what like I'm getting at is that I'm gonna make myself bigger for this, even though like whatever. I'm not gonna make myself bigger for this. People complain about the new prices when this is highway robbery. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I get that, you know, it's a high demand for sure for the 5th gen 4Runner. I get it, but like, it's just crazy. Like this thing has not changed. Besides for minor things, I get it. It has not changed, and it's 14 grand more, almost 13 grand more. Well, okay, the tricky thing Toyota does is then when you go to summaries after this, they add in the delivery, right? So 56. So it's 14 grand more in 7 years than my TRD Pro was, and it hasn't changed that much, right? It's the same car. It's the same car. Different little interior bits and stuff. The Fox suspension, which is nicer than my Bilstein suspension. That's it. That's kind of crazy. So what I'm getting at though, right, is when the 6th gen 4Runner comes out and people moan and complain about how expensive it is, which is justifiable. I get that. Bro, they've been robbing us for years. They've been robbing us. Like, this is just so much. This is so much. So, that's crazy. That's crazy. But, Ray, if you can, now you know why I asked. Exactly. So, I mean, if... but it has a V6, John. No, I like that you asked that, Ray. So, yeah, and then add tax, insurance. I mean, bro, out the door, like, it's nutty, for sure. So, honestly, like, Ray, I would go, that's MSRP, basically, is where they're at right now, depending on the options, right? What you would really need to do is just, like, look at the window sticker and see everything added onto it. But it seems like an MSRP dealership, which is nice. But if you go to that dealership, looking at that 4Runner and stuff, and they got, like, 5 4Runners, 6 4Runners on the lot, get it cheaper. Get it cheaper, because it's not the only 4Runner on the lot, if possible. And not talking down an SR5, but TRD off-roads and TRD Pros are definitely harder to get, and SR5s are not typically harder to get. So I would try to get some money off of that for sure, man. So that was fun. Man, that's just crazy. At that price, I would just get a lightly used one with 10 to 20K miles and save about 10 to 15 for sure. You would save on the dealer fees. You would save on taxes too because of the cheaper price. All of that added on BS too. If the dealership added on BS, the first owner typically eats those costs. So yeah, I mean, if you could find one with that low of miles, typically like, yeah, 5 to 10 grand, sometimes 15 depending on the 4Runner, right? But 4Runners they seem to hold their pricing pretty good. Yeah, pricing on the 5th gen is stupid. I've been looking at 2020 to 22 models instead, trying to find an Army Green one. Yeah, so I think Army Green obviously was on the TRD Pro, which will be more expensive for sure. But no, did they do it for the TRD Off-Road the next year? Was that the first time they did that, or when the what was it called? The trail came out too, because I think that the trail come out. Yeah, and at that point too, Taylor is right. If they're close to the same price, and if you're able to find a TRD off-road, you might as well just go for a TRD off-road for the resale value. I do agree with that. Peachy says, how many miles have you put on the underground taco, and what has the MPG been like? 22 off-road premium for sure. All right, gotcha. So this Tacoma now has about 11,500 miles on it. Not gonna lie, after we came back to Florida with this truck versus all the amazing, beautiful driving and off-roading that I did out in the West Coast with it, haven't driven this truck that much. And it kills me because like when I don't drive it and do stuff with it, I want to get rid of it. And then I hear you guys in the comments like, John, you don't hold on to vehicles that long. Well, like I just don't want it anymore. And I did all the stuff with it. I think it's because I did stuff with this so fast, so quick. And like I just did it. I don't know. But the MPG on it right now, if you calculate for the tire math, is at about 17, which isn't horrible, but not the best. But it is heavier tires and the wheels. They're almost 90 pounds in each corner, which is a lot for a turbo engine. The sliders and the roof rack, they don't really weigh that much. But yeah, we're averaging about, the truck itself says like 15.6, I think. But again, if you do for the like 11 or 12% tire increase, that's close to 17 miles per gallon if we do it with that. Yo, Smithy says, John, you're the man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Taylor also says, my 21 off-road premium, dealer installed lift, TRD wheels, rock sliders, extra warranty, glass insurance, tax registration, etc. 54 out the door. That ain't bad. Out the door, including taxes and stuff. And an extra warranty. That's actually pretty good. Well, guys, I appreciate this live stream. If you guys want to keep going, you guys can definitely leave some more comments and stuff, ask some more questions. It's been pretty good so far. This is our first time streaming on Facebook, and I hope the Facebook audience enjoyed it. Facebook was able to comment and like on the stream. That's cool. I am actually curious. We'll see, because all it shows me here is total viewers, and we've been up over 100 for a little bit. So I want to see if I can screen snipe. Got 3 people watching on Facebook right now. That's awesome. It is delayed though. Facebook is actually really delayed. It's delayed by like 10 seconds. Well, that's cool. That's nice. So that means a good majority of you guys are on YouTube, but that's fine. I've been wanting to post videos and stuff over to Facebook and whatnot as well. Peachy says, it's such a nice setup that you have. That said, I'm excited to see what you buy and build after you sell it. So I really do want to give this Tacoma away, but I'm scared that it's been out of the limelight for, and it was just not my fault, but not my fault, but my fault at the same time, right? Because like when I got back to Florida, we got the Land Cruiser, sold the Tundra, got this other Tundra, and like we just built this one really fast. But I think I feel like it would still be a good giveaway if I did the giveaway how I would want to do it, but I don't know. We'll see. I think that it would be cool instead of just selling it and taking a hit on it, giving it away, making some money, donating some money to charity as well, and then someone getting a Tacoma, like a freaking $50,000 Tacoma for like $100, you know? So that's my plans with it in the back of my head. I just need to do more content with it and get more stuff going with it to get it kind of back in people's eyes, and then eventually, because every successful, because like giving away vehicles is hard. It for sure is. The vehicle has to stay in the audience's eyes for a while, not a long time, but like it has to actively stay in the people's eyes for them to see it. Like Cletus McFarlane, I don't know if you guys watch his YouTube channel. He's had tons of giveaways in the past, and I've never really entered into one, but this Ram TRX one that he just did, I bought a hat, because I was like, you know what, he's pushing hard with this one. He bought a whole nother truck for this one too, because he did like a short cab TRX. He like chopped a TRX, put a mega cab on it, put a Elephant engine in it. I'm like, yo, that's actually pretty sweet. And then he bought another TRX too, because people didn't like the 2-door. So then he's like, hey, the winner gets to pick the one. So, and they were like always in the viewer's eyes, right? So I bought a hat. We'll see if I'm a TRD John, freaking TRX John or whatever in the future. We'll see. But Ray, thank you so much for the $5. He said, thank you for the insight. Made you earn it. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, initial thoughts, I thought that 48 was high. I'm going to say 48 is still high just because I can't believe that a 4Runner costs that much for being that old. But again, if they have multiple on the lots, obviously, bro, I mean, you have a GX, you said a Overtrail Plus, right? So, I mean, you know how to do business. You know how to, get good things. So I would just try to negotiate as hard as possible. And if you see a TRD off-road for around the same price, and it's not really the SR5 that like you're looking for in the 4Runner, I would suggest a TRD off-road just for resale value and stuff. But dude, thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate it, man. Michael, Drone Photography, you guys with the donations again. Thank you guys so freaking much. Yo, Smithy says actually enjoyed the stream. Heck yeah, love that. Vertical says, I'd love to hear any thoughts you have on the 6th Gen 4Runner. I don't like that it is a carbon copy of the 4Runner on the inside, or on the Tacoma on the inside. That is my first world problems, because I plan to potentially have both in the garage at the same time. But I do like the rear end of it. It looks like a evolved version of the 5th Gen. The front needs to grow on me. That double mustache, I can't unsee it, but like, when the 5th Gen came out, it didn't have the most appealing front end, and then with the refresh in 2014, it actually looked pretty good. So I don't know, it's gonna grow on me. I just can't wait to drive it and just really see the difference between that and the Land Cruiser and also the Tacoma. Elder says, any new information about the small Toyota pickup Stout or an FJ Mini? Disregard if you've already covered this. No worries about disregarding. Like the live stream's almost at 2 hours, and I know people hop in and hop out and stuff, but no news yet. Unfortunately, I want it to happen so bad. I know that David over at Automotive Press, he's covered the Mini Land Cruiser, and Kurt Kreifels have too. I guess I should on this channel, but like, it's all overseas confirmation stuff and nothing here like stateside. And it's not like I'm a selfish American. It's just like, if we ain't getting it, like, why should I talk about it? Kind of like the 70 series Land Cruiser. Like, I could talk about it all day long, but like, we're not getting it, Now, if I'm ever in Australia and I come across one, or if I'm in Costa Rica or something like that, right? And I come across one, you best be sure that I'm going to showcase it for you guys. But I don't know. I do want to make more Toyota news videos for you guys here and there, but not that I got burnt out on them, but I am enjoying getting back into the mods and stuff. And that's kind of like what started the channel. And I do have a crap ton of mods sitting in my office and right over there right now. So it's like all these companies were like, hey, you want this? You want this? You want to showcase this and do this? Yeah, sure. And then all the stuff is here. So I'm like, you know what? I'm in a mod mood. And speaking of mods, what's the next one for the Land Cruiser? We are getting rock sliders. We are getting a roof rack, bigger lift kit on it, and then making those wheels and tires fit on it. Cletus is a funny guy for sure. He is. And his videos lately have just been banger after banger. And Thursday is the cheap truck challenge. And he did a little teaser for that earlier, and it looks freaking rowdy. Honey Badger Farm says, I just got a Tacoma rental, and the shifter seems very cheap and clunky. That new shifter on the Tacoma and Tundra, I don't like. It's very plasticky. It like moves around a little bit. It doesn't feel good. It feels good in the hand, but it does feel overly plasticky and kind of a little loose for sure. I will agree with that. Why did you back to a 3rd Gen Tundra? I am getting a 3rd Gen Tundra as a press vehicle, but I did not buy one. I currently have a 2.5 Gen Tundra though right now. A lot of people think that the Tundra that I have is a 3rd Gen, and the one that I sold is a 4th Gen. It is not. It is not. As old as the Tundra is that generation is, it's a 2.5 Gen, 2014, all the way up until 2021. So it's a 2.5 Gen, and the new truck is a 3rd Gen, came out 2022, and hopefully we see a 3.5 Gen 2025, 2026, hopefully. Taylor says, have you driven a new Tacoma manual, and have you heard if the option will be available in the new 4Runner? So the manual is not coming to the 4Runner. However, it is good in the Tacoma, but I prefer the automatic actually in the Tacoma. A lot of people suggested that I get a manual Tacoma since they saved it, but I was like, one of the main gripes of the 3rd Gen was the automatic transmission. So I'm going to try the automatic transmission in this one. So I enjoy it. I don't know. Like, it's good. It has IMT rev matching and all that stuff. It's a good transmission, but I would just prefer the 8-speed automatic, honestly. The exposure you get on a giveaway would definitely grow the channel. Your Moab videos and off-road content is awesome. Love to see more of that. I know. I've put myself in a hole again, like being here in Florida. I love Florida. I absolutely love Florida, but like maybe it'll be different if I go down more towards the Tampa area, but like we just don't have that much off-roading here. Not a big group that always goes out all the time. Like the one area that we have is a far ways away. But in Central Florida, there's actually a lot, and there's a lot more people down there. So maybe it would change if I went out there. But like this YouTube is a business for me, but it's fun. And like the moment I make it even more of a business, it probably won't be that much fun anymore. So like part of me after I was done with Arizona, I was like, shoot, dude, I need to, buy another house in Arizona, because we have one out in Arizona, but it's like a rental right now. And then those tenants, they got orders to leave. So my wife was like, hey, the house in Phoenix is actually going to open up. And I was like, oh, shoot, like, should we just do this now and just like have half our life in Arizona and half our life in Florida like we've talked about for so long? And then we're like, well, we also want to move to Tampa. So like, not having someone in the house and then having like that mortgage on your DTI, it's kind of like, I don't know. But then like if I moved to actually like back to Phoenix to do stuff, all on the West Coast, I know that it would just be awesome content. I had so much fun doing it, but I don't know like if those opportunities would lead it to be more of a job, if that makes sense, than having fun with it. I don't know, but I know I personally would just have a crap ton of fun out there, because that's where all the off-roading is. But eventually, I appreciate that you liked the off-road videos. It means a lot, because they aren't like the easiest to make. Just because you enjoy off-roading, you're like, oh crap, I need to record this. Well, I can't get out of the truck, and this is only one camera angle. It's a lot that goes into them. I applaud all the dudes that make very good off-road videos and external car videos. I'm trying to get better at that, but I'm glad you enjoy them. Maverick says, I have a 22 Tundra with the engine recall. Would you keep it? Would you trade it, sell it for a different truck? I am going back and forth on this. I love my Tundra and have only 16,000 miles. You're going to take a hit right now, for sure, if you try to sell it, get out of it, because yours is involved with the recall. I feel like I didn't lose as much money on mine just because my truck wasn't involved with the recall. So I would just keep it, dude. If you love the truck and you're okay with it, then just get a new engine. Like, get a new engine with it. It sucks, like you're gonna have to be down with your truck, but hopefully when Toyota comes out with this, you'll get a loaner vehicle for a couple days. They're saying that I think it's like 3 days, I think, is how long it's gonna take them to do it when your time comes up. And hopefully your truck is just good. Like, hopefully your truck's good and you never needed it, so then when the recall comes, you just get a fresh engine, call it a day, versus, this truck letting you down. So I hope it don't let you down. I hope it's gonna be good. And if you love the truck so far, just don't let the fear of just trying to get rid of it. Unless you want another Tundra and the deals are so good right now and you're able to make it work, I would just hold on to it. I say that as I got rid of mine, but like I didn't get rid of mine because of the recall, if that makes sense. Car Guy says, your interview with Sheldon was good. I still think the Taco needs a bigger tank. His reasoning was a bit lame. Completely agree with that. I get where they're coming from, right? Like, it's more efficient, so since it's more efficient, can we make it smaller, save some money on a smaller gas tank, get even more kind of weight out of the truck to increase payload? But like, 4 gallons of gas, it ain't that much, right? When you go to increased payload capacity, it's still nice to have an increased payload capacity, but I don't care. I would rather, like, on my own, be 100 pounds more over capacity on a truck that I know can handle it, and in turn get another 100 miles out of my tank. I completely agree with that. Because like I even told him, and I can't remember if I kind of clipped that out or if it was in there. It was such a long video to edit and do all that stuff. My brain's a little bit fried from it, like when I was doing it. But like, I was like, you guys say, it was more efficient, which is totally fine. But like, I know it's our problem, but then when we start modifying the trucks, putting bigger tires on it, the gas goes down. When you tow with the truck, I want a bigger tank. So I do agree with that. As I said earlier, with a lot of Sheldon's
answers, they were great. He's super passionate about the truck. If you've met him outside of Toyota and you're just talking like trucks with him, he talks about them forever. He loves it. And his answers, even with me in this interview, were a bit longer than what I was really looking for. So I guess in some people's minds, it kind of made them think that he was dancing around the question when he kind of like answers his questions in a more roundabout way just because he likes talking trucks. So, but I do agree with this one. Like, give me a Tacoma that gets 5 more miles a gallon, keep a 20-gallon tank on that truck, and call it a day. I agree with that. Yeah. And yeah, they're both like a gallon more. Yeah, it's crazy. The thank God the Land Cruiser actually gets good gas mileage, you know, and consistently too. But yeah, it's like a 17-gallon tank almost on it. I think it's like a 17.8. Daniel, have a great night. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. We are about to wrap up because we are very close to the 2 hours, and it looks like I was behind on comments, but it looks like you guys are talking back and forth, which is awesome. What is the rent on the Phoenix house? So it's actually in Litchfield Park area, and it's $1,700 a month. So we got a tenant in there actually pretty quick, which was nice because I know that the rental market is a little bit saturated, and rent has actually gone down a little bit. But yeah, which we didn't have to lower the rent on that house, which was nice. So it's at $1,700 a month. The reason we were thinking about going and doing the double life is just because the mortgage is relatively cheap compared to like other mortgages. If I was to like buy another house in Phoenix, the mortgage on that house for us with HOA and insurance, I believe, is like $1,000 a month, which is like unheard of now, right? So yeah, that's why we were thinking about it. So we'll see how long this tenant stays in the house, and maybe things will keep getting better and better on YouTube and other things too, and you know, maybe buy another house out in Phoenix or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's in Litchfield Park area though, kind of close to the Air Force Base. JS Colt says, I have a house in Tampa and in upstate New York. Off-road and upstate is actually legit. Florida is sort of meh. I got a 24 4Runner TRD Pro up here. Nice. Yeah, so I mean, in Tampa, like actual Tampa area, I haven't really seen anything, but like I believe if you go an hour-ish north to Citrus Wildlife Management area, it's a big forest and stuff. There's actually some decent stuff there. And then Hard Rock is an actual off-road park that's also in Ocala area. And then south of Tampa towards Sarasota area, I believe I saw another off-road park. So, and there's in this area in Tampa that we're looking at, there's a bunch of state forests like right outside the house too, which is nice versus here, like to go do some off-roading stuff and get like outdoorsy photos and B-roll and stuff for you guys. During tourist season, it's like a whole 2-hour ordeal. Not that you guys aren't worth it, but I just don't like dealing with the people. So I would rather just like what I did with the GX video, just pull off on the side of the parking lot in grass and stuff and make it look like it's kind of woodsy, right? But if you guys watch that video, you could see that it's the community clubhouse pool and there was a dumpster, like whatever. But I mean, out there where we're looking, it's a bit better for the outdoorsy stuff. Plus too, in the Tampa area, you have all the causeways and stuff, which is really nice. You could take your Tacoma like mine with the GFC camper and stuff, or a topper on it, go down to the beach, hang out in the truck, have all the stuff, have the shade. So I'll actually be able to enjoy the vehicles on the beach down there too, which I can't do here in my area. So it'd be nice. Yeah, and KT saying, bro, get a new engine for the Tundra, call it a day for sure. Enjoy the Tundra. Just get a new engine when you need to, and it'll be all good. Yo Smithy said, if you could change one thing about the upcoming 4Runner, what would it be besides the front? It would be the interior. I would just change the dashboard just to be like its own interior. And to be completely honest, even if the 4Runner and Land Cruiser shared the interior, I think I would be a little bit more okay with that than it being a carbon copy of the Tacoma. So if I could change one thing on the 4Runner, it would just be for it to have its own distinct interior. That's it. And again,
that's just, Jake, have a good night, man. And again, that's just a first world problem thing for myself, because if I own a Tacoma and a 4Runner at the same time, I did it with the Sequoia and the Tundra. When I got in from my white SR5 Tundra into my white TRD Pro Sequoia, aside from knowing I got into a Sequoia and the obnoxious, stupid tow mirrors, it felt the same. It felt the exact same. Same materials, all this stuff. Now where the 4Runner will potentially, I'll be okay with this, potentially in the 4Runner, is one, I like the interior of the Tacoma. I'm fine with it. But two, the 4Runner is going to source parts from different suppliers, which will be nice. So the plastics may feel different. The 4Runner has more soft touch than the Tacoma. That may all feel different, and the driving experience. To me, the Tundra and the Sequoia were the exact same. They feel the exact same. They both feel super truck-like. They sound the same. They feel like everything feels the exact same. So that may be the 4Runner saving grace for me, is it's still built in Japan. It's going to have different materials in it. That may be the saving grace. So I may be jumping the gun and being all him-han like for no reason. So I just don't like that it looks the same, but it may feel completely different, especially when you consider that yeah. So I mean, on the same chassis, but it has a worse fuel efficiency, right? So again, that's feeding into Toyota stuff, but yes, same chassis, 21 gallon. Imagine the Land Cruiser getting the 25 to 26 miles per gallon that it gets and having a 21 gallon tank. Yeah, sign me up. That'd be awesome. Are you a fan of the GX 460? I do like the 460 for sure. I would like to own one day, but it's pretty much like a 4Runner to me, but just with a V8. It's like if the 4th gen kept living on. Peachy says, if you can sell the property in Arizona and buy something in Utah, not only would it be a great investment, but you would have tons of opportunities to make content. Utah is growing fast. Yeah, I mean, Utah is growing fast. Arizona had an amazing boom as well from COVID. I mean, our house in the Litchfield Park area, I mean, at its peak, it probably tripled value from when we bought it back in 2012, 13, 14. I think we bought it in 2014. Yeah, it's almost been 10 years. Yeah, we bought that house in 2014, and at its peak, it almost tripled in value. Actually, it did triple in value. It was worth at about $430 at its peak, and now it's gone back down. But still, I don't think we'll ever sell that one unless like we really need to. When rates are starting to come back down, we may just keep that as a bank, and you know, because $1,000 a month on the mortgage is very cheap for it. But with the rent being at $1,700 a month, that's nice to cash flow, you know, minus the property dude's fees or whatever. That's still cash flowing like $600 a month, which is nice. But like, if you could use it as a bank, pull money out, someone else is paying it down, that would be really nice. Ryan, what is up, man? Dude, we're about to get off, but appreciate you stopping in and saying what's up. Talking about everyone else, telling everyone about the future stuff we got going on with the Land Cruiser. Just ordered the Tundra tires. I did order 5 tires, by the way, for the Tundra. I forgot that the truck's old. So I went to these things called forums, and I found a bunch of answers in the forums about stuffing bigger tires under that truck. Dude, apparently some people put like 35 by 12.5s under that Tundra. So we should be fine with the tires that I got for it. So we should be all good. Once we get our Airbnb in Santarac, Lake Placid, you could stay and you could get really muddy. That would be crazy. That's some off-road in there, right? Where's Lake Placid at again? Lake Placid. Oh, in Vermont. That'd be sick up there. Vermont actually has some pretty good off-roading too, no?
That's cool. I'd rather have lower housing prices than lower rates. Yeah, so that's the thing. With higher rates, lower prices. Because not that many people can afford it. Lower rates, now your buyer's pool gets bigger, higher prices, right? So that's why we've been in real estate for a long time. And all of our friends were like, we'll wait for prices to come down. We'll wait for prices to come down. It's like, well, first off, with inflation, like just not the recent inflation in the last 3 years, but like just inflation in general and population and stuff, housing prices typically don't like keep going down, you know? I mean, my grandparents' house in San Diego, dude, I think it was like 15 grand when they bought it in the 60s. Let me know anywhere in San Diego you can buy a house for $15,000. That stuff don't happen. It's like, I'm a big person of like, you do have to be cautious with a lot of stuff, but like 9 times out of 10, bro, like just go for it, you know? So, I mean, all the friends were like, oh, we'll wait for this, we'll wait for that, we'll wait for this. It's just crazy. And then, yeah, you add property tax and everything and all this crap too. It needs to get nipped in the butt. Texas, y'all's taxes are stupid there. Like, it's just crazy how just dumb that the taxes are there. And rates, yeah, if rates below 10% are completely fine. It's the doubling and tripling of the houses that's the real issue. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it depends. And the main issue too is all these mega corporations that are able to just buy up all these houses too. So they have a monopoly on pretty much everything, which is just kind of crazy. And yep, exactly, like BlackRock and stuff, which they don't need the lower rates. It's just nice for them because they don't have to pay cash for everything. But still, bad actors like BlackRock and all these dudes just buying up all these properties. It's just crazy. And then you throw the Airbnb short-term rental market onto it. And like, I love Airbnb. It's great when it's used the right way and people actually care about their stuff. But there's so much just shit on Airbnb of someone like, oh, I bought this house for cheap. I'm going to put Walmart furniture in it. Boom, it's on Airbnb. And like, that just plagues the system and makes it horrible. So there needs to be a good balance for sure. Jace, what up, dude? How's it going? All my wife does is buy, rent, and sells homes. I think she has like 10 now. I think she has. That's a very like, hey, you have your money kind of thing, and I have my money kind of thing comment. I love that. That's awesome. But hey, dude, she's grinding. Freaking good for her, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any comments. I did not. But Airbnb is kind of the devil because they buy properties in cash and they buy them by the neighborhoods, which sometimes sucks. It does. So there are a lot of neighborhoods that are fighting back with Airbnbs, which is good. And like I said, it's the devil for the people that make it bad. Just like dealerships. Dealerships are turning, you know, bad dealerships are a plague for everyone, right? So later, KT, appreciate it, man. So, I mean, it's just annoying, you know, like neighborhoods need good homes for rent. Neighborhoods need good homes for people to live in. But then if it's, you know, an Airbnb that doesn't have a good host and they just allow parties in there all the time and all this stuff, like homeowners around get all pissed off. That's why, like, we make it like number one in our rules. Like, you will get kicked out with no freaking refund if the cops are even called. Someone's like, yo, even called? So it just depends if the owners give a crap about their property. So many people just buy these Airbnbs or they just buy rentals and they just don't care about them and they just want to make their money, which that business I feel like is bad business. Yeah, you're making money, cool, but like, is that really worth all like the pissed off people that you make? Like, I'd rather have slow growing business that's very successful in the end than like quick money right away. Jay says, I just wanted to hop on here real quick and say what's up. I'm dealing with some crazy food poisoning or the flu. So you're talking to me on the freaking toilet, bro. Hope you feel better, Jace. Bro, you don't got much weight to lose. So I hope that you get it all taken care of and you can have some good food or something like that. Well, I know food probably don't sound good to you right now, but hope you get some weight back on you, bro. But feel better, man. Definitely sleep it off, and if you can, just drink a crap ton of water. Water and electrolytes, man. Thanks for the live stream. All right, I see everyone is pretty much trickling out.
I appreciate everyone for coming on. Ryan in here, Cripple Creek, Peachy, just everyone that has been asking questions and stuff so far. Brand says, I don't know, John. I just can't get on board with that 4-cylinder engine yet. I saw your exhaust video, ... All I can say is it is a 4-cylinder. It don't sound the best. It's very hard to make it sound good, but just drive one. Just drive one. That's it. Just drive one, and we'll see, you know, and we'll see. SCT and GST, as we all talked about today. Ooh. Good stuff coming. More building permits, real estate videos really could do well, for sure. That would be nice to do another channel on that. That's part of another reason why moving down to Tampa versus Arizona right now is for my wife's business to really take off for real estate. Me, for YouTube, I can do it in both places. Arizona would be better, but Arizona would be better for off-road and that kind of stuff. Tampa would be better for a blend of still doing what we do with the YouTube plus way more media vehicles, which would be nice. So like for me, for YouTube, it doesn't matter really which one we go to. But for her, for real estate, Florida is still doing better than Arizona is right now, just overall. And the particular area that we're looking to move to, I know we just talked about overbuilding and stuff, but they're putting like 30 to 40,000 homes in this particular area within the next like 10 years. So it's going to be massive for real estate. So I'm going to help her build up her channel, and hopefully it has, you know, Airbnb stuff on there for her, for things. And then when she starts flipping more houses again, that stuff could be in there too. When are we going to see more 25 4Runner videos? There should be some on like TFL and stuff from Destination Outdoor. I think they went to the Destination Outdoor event in Colorado. There's other creators too that were able to go there, but unfortunately it was just the Trail Hunter again. So no new TRD off-roads, no new SR5s, nothing yet. So I don't know when we're gonna be able to see more 4Runner content. Yeah, the new Tacoma TRD Pro is pretty peppy. I will show you guys the Pro in the video tomorrow with the Tundra. The turbo sounds cool, but has really good cooling. Yeah, the turbo sounds cool though, for sure. It does. Well, guys, excuse me. I appreciate you all coming out. Again, everyone, thank you for the comments and the likings on the video. I appreciate it. And last, I almost ended the stream. Peachy, thank you so much for the $5 donation. So Ray, Peachy, Michael, and Drone Photography, guys, thank you so much. And with Peachy, with that last minute one coming right in, the bell ringer, I appreciate it, guys. Have a great rest of your week. I just posted the GX video. If you guys want more, or if you guys are done listening to me, I'd be done listening to me too. You guys can have an incredible night. And then Tundra video with the Tacoma going on tomorrow. And again, Car Guy Online, thank you so much for joining in and stuff. You guys go over to his channel too. Check out more car stuff as well. I don't think YouTube is his full-time job, but it's a very good project for him on the side. And he's getting some very good views over there. And I'm sure he'd appreciate more people going over there too for some more content and stuff too. Very good editing. Like, I need to get with you on your editing. It's really good. I am definitely jealous on how great it is. But guys, thank you so much, Peachy, again, for that last minute bell ringer. I appreciate it so much. Guys, have a great night, and I will catch you all in the next one. Ray, thank you so much too, man. Good luck on that 4Runner, bro. Let us know.